What is up, guys? Welcome back to another GeekaWhat video. In this video, I'm going to be building an awesome 1440p high frame rate gaming setup for 2022 and beyond. With an awesome curved monitor from MSI, some great peripherals, and a fantastic PC build, I'll be running you through in this video all of the components that make this setup possible, before boosting the setup up, testing out the gaming performance, and seeing just how good it looks in some of my favourite titles, and some of your guys' favourite games too. Ebuyer is your one-stop shop for PC hardware and gaming gear here in the UK. With great deals on some of the latest tech you won't want to miss out. Check out the UK links to all components in this video below at Ebuyer. Plus, if you want to see more of me, take a look at their YouTube channel where I've been guest presenting a wide range of videos. From the latest tech to PC components and gear to supercharge your setup, check out Ebuyer using the very first links in the description below. Let's dive into it though and kick things off by looking at the PC build first of all, then the peripherals and our monitor later. This system is based around the awesome new 12th gen architecture from Intel. I've built it with an i5-12600K, a CPU that punches far above its weight class for a mid-tier CPU. It's not going to bottleneck a 3070, a 3080, or perhaps even a 3090, at least in gaming only applications. With Intel's new performance and efficiency cores being far more than the gimmick you might originally have thought them to be. 12th gen is fantastic, and this system builds on that. Way better than what AMD currently have to offer, though obviously that could change in the new year. In fact, it probably will. As much as these chips are great, they do run a bit more toasty than some of the last gen offerings, and that's where this CPU cooler comes in. Corsair's H150i Elite Capellix with a screen. Now this screen right here is fully customizable in Corsair iCUE, and actually can be purchased as a standalone item to upgrade an existing Corsair cooler. I'll pop the full details in the description below, but it will keep the CPU nice and chilly, help us to avoid any thermal throttling, and give us the maximum performance. 32GB of DDR5 memory has been provided by Corsair's Dominator Platinum. DDR5 is fairly in its infancy as far as performance goes, especially on the CAS latency front, but it does give you a performance upside with the latest 12th gen chips, something we looked at in a recent video. The whole build has been built upon the MSI Unify Z690 motherboard, actually a fairly middle of the road Z690 board that doesn't cost an exuberant amount of money, it's still not cheap, and includes Wi-Fi, helping you to get connected nice and easily. No silly dongles, adapters, or anything like that to worry about. The final two major components to mention are our storage, a 2TB Seagate Firecuda 530. This is the best NVMe Gen 4 drive currently on the market, so great to have that in there, and the RTX 3080 Supreme from MSI. Originally, this build had a 3070 Ti in, and you can find the full detailed build guide in the cards now and linked in the description below, where we show you guys how to put this exact system together step by step. The problem is a 3070 Ti is even more impossible to find than a 3080, and with not much price difference with the current inflated market sort of situation, I think this card makes more sense and gives you legs for 4K gaming as well, something that definitely shouldn't be overlooked. Built inside an MSI case, this is the mesh version, so good for airflow, with an MSI 850W power supply. I've gone for quite a few MSI components in this build for no other reason than they fit quite well together, and aesthetically they're a very nice match. But the PC for this video is absolutely nothing without some great peripherals and an awesome monitor. Now on the peripherals front, I didn't actually go MSI. I picked up a combination of Corsair and Cooler Master. A weird mix, but hear me out. The core peripherals I went with, aka the keyboard and the mouse, include this K70 RGB TKL. Basically the K70 without a number pad, something I personally like. You've got more room for your mouse, you've got less clutter, the keyboard's more compact, it's a win all around. And this, the Sabre RGB Pro Wireless. Now the keyboard isn't wireless, which is a bit of a bummer, but our headset is. And the idea with this setup was to keep things quite clean and minimal wherever possible. This minimalism sort of applies to the keyboard as well, losing that number pad but still retaining the bulk of features you're used to when it comes to Corsair products is great to see. And they do a number pad version if it's something that you're inclined to have. This mouse though is actually the one I'm most excited for. With Omron switches and 26,000 DPI, it's got all the specs of a high-end gaming mouse. It's simple but effective and surprisingly lightweight. Nice and clean with a bit of RGB, and it supports Bluetooth as well as 2.4 GHz, meaning you can plug up to like an iPad or a laptop on the move. Something I always always love to see. One thing I also like about both of these products is that they're USB-C, something that all peripherals should be nowadays, but more on that slightly ranty point in just a second. First, we need to unbox the headset choice. Corsair's, no, Cooler Masters, I get the two confused so often, MH670. Now, this is actually one of Cooler Masters' returns to the peripheral market, at least in a way that really competes with the big players. Don't get me wrong, Cooler Masters sell a huge amount of peripherals and have found great success in recent years, but headsets has been an area they've typically, in my view, been weaker. This looks to fix that. Super soft, comfortable ear cups remind me of the headphones you got on planes years ago, and the 7.1 surround sound is great to see. Plus, as you can tell from the dongle, they are wireless. The microphone you get included also sounds pretty good. It's not going to set the world on fire and make you the next ninja on Twitch, but it will allow you to communicate with friends and get into a bit of live streaming if you wanted to. Back to that rant though, about USB-C. Cooler Master, this is your flagship headset. This is your latest headset on the market. It comes in at a reasonable price, but it's by no means cheap, and it uses micro USB. I don't understand why or how that came to be, or I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's not that much of a deal breaker. USB-C is so much more durable, such a better connection standard, especially for plugging these up to an iPad or a laptop with USB-C. So a shame to see, but it's still a great headset, and you'll be using this most of the time in wireless mode with a PC anyway, so you'll just have to make do with the micro USB when you go to charge them up. Finally, the last of our peripherals is the Mousepad, and once again, Cooler Master have got an entrant that really is impressive. This is their extra large size, and is more of a desk pad if we're being honest. The trend nowadays, and to be honest with you for the last couple of years, has been for these extra large mouse pads, and for good reason. It protects your desk, it gives you a nice even surface, and it's easily replaceable. Should you wear it down over the next year or so, you can pick yourself up another one for $30 or $35 and not have too many issues. For our all black kind of theme as well with this setup today, it makes a lot of sense and is a nice smooth surface with not that much resistance for our lightweight saber to glide over. Given the compact nature of the keyboard as well, you'll also find yourself with plenty of room to actually move your mouse around. So if you like those low sensitivities for first-person shooters like CSGO, Valorant and Apex, then this mouse is perfect for you in this current configuration. But that is not all. Oh no, we also have this. This was a bad idea. This right here is MSI's 323QCR, a 1440p 2K panel with a 165Hz refresh rate, 1440p resolution, and super fast 1 millisecond response time. It's also got a webcam built into the lower chin, which is a bit weird, but also quite useful for conference calls and stuff, and a large 32-inch form factor. 1440p is actually my favourite gaming resolution. Not only do you notice a huge difference in the clarity of the image, in the sharpness, but you don't then have the same frame rate hit that you'd have at 4K. Some people will disagree with me and say 1080p is still the supreme resolution for gaming, but I don't agree. In Fortnite, as you'll see shortly, we'll still be able to drive more than 300 frames per second at 1440p competitive settings. Providing you've got the right hardware, something that a 12th gen and 30 series combo can provide, then a monitor like this is an awesome choice. I really like the form factor as well. It does feel a bit bulky compared to some other options on the market, but with some RGB and carbon fiber effect at the rear, MSI have pulled all the stops out when it comes to the quality and the design of this panel. With that though, I think we need to go ahead and actually get the setup plugged up. We need to get our non-wireless keyboard, and our micro USB headset wired in as well, get everything charged up, and we'll rejoin you in a moment once we've actually gone ahead and booted the setup up. Moment of truth time then. I've turned the PC switch on at the back. The power button on the top is not yet plugged in, so I'm going to use the one on the motherboard for now. Fans look like they're spinning. We should get some RGB. We have. Nicely done. Fans on at the front, Steve?
Yes.
Yes, we have fans at the front as well. And hopefully we should soon have an image on our MSI display. I think we might need to go ahead and change the input device. I'm not exactly sure how you do that. We have some image. How do I change the input? There's a joystick. I'm literally fondling the joystick at this point. Not entirely sure what I'm doing, really. Yes! Oh, that was amazing. It worked. Fantastic. There we go. We're into Windows and we can go ahead and test out the performance of this setup. And of course, the microphone on the headset, the wireless mouse, all that good stuff. First up on the list is Fortnite, and we're going to be gaming at 1440p competitive settings. So basically everything tuned down to low, get that 3D resolution up to 100%, but our view distance set to far. VSync of course disabled, we've got NVIDIA Reflex on as well, and we're going to hit apply. And we're going to jump into a game of solos though. Our frame rate will be in the top left hand corner of the screen using MSI Afterburner's Riva Tuner, but there's also some average numbers in the top right of NVIDIA Frame View. So a couple of options, intrigued to see what frame rate we get at 1440p, remember. Jumping out of the battle bus then, and we're currently at 260 frames per second, give or take, 270 frames per second on average, not too bad at all. I like the 1440p already, and it is surprising how good this game looks even at low visual fidelity settings. So that's a good sign so far, but let's see if that deteriorates once there's a bit more action floating about. Oh, first kill of the game. One shot. Lovely stuff. I haven't even got a proper gun. I'm on a sniper, so that's not a great start. But we have got a kill in the bag, and we're currently at 270 frames per second. So far, not too bad. I hear gunshots. I see a fight. I want a little piece of this action. I'm not going to lie. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. There's one. There's another one there. Yeah. Oh, what a start. I think there might be one more person, though, to my right. So, got to really, really take this one easy. I think, actually, I managed to come in and pick both of them off. Let's grab that shield, pop that shield over here out the way. Oh, what a start, ladies and gents. What's that? 3 kills on the board already. Yes. I mean, the game as well. I'm not just saying this. The game looks like really, really good. Oh, no! Nearly. We had a few good kills. He was pretty good. Fair play. 300, 200 frames a second. Lovely stuff. But that is not it. This PC is also going to perform pretty well, I believe, in our next title today, the brand new Forza Horizon 5. A title where we really can take advantage of that awesome 1440p visual fidelity. 165Hz as well. Nice one on the MSI monitor there. There we go. Forza's finally decided to wake up. Oh, now I've got to remember the bleeding password. Here we go. Right. There's got a lot of blurring going to happen here. Sorry, editor Dan. That is not ideal, but anyway, we move. Right. Come on, Forza, what are you playing at? Oh, no! Always, every time I film a bloody video, there's a bleeding update. So annoying. 15 gig. Only updated the game last week.
Many hours later.
And after about an hour of updating and multiple crashes, we're now into Forza Horizon 5. We're going to use the benchmark mode. We're going to go for the, I'd say the ultra settings preset as well. We will have a frame rate counter to show as well at the end and during the gameplay, but unfortunately we can't use the full-size MSI Afterburner one as it's not compatible at the moment with Forza Horizon 5. Let's begin our benchmark mode, 2 to 3 minutes, and then we should have some good results. And hopefully it should look really good at 1440p. That's the whole idea, right? The frame rate and GPU usage, as I say, will be in the top right corner. We'll enlarge this though to make it a bit easier to read. So already then we're sitting around about 70 frames per second on average. GPU usage is at around 98%, so good to see our CPU's not holding the GPU back there. Visually the game looks amazing as well. The reflections, despite the lack of any ray tracing support, are really, really realistic. In a racing game like this, you only really need 40 or 50 FPS, so to be closer to 70, 80 is really, really great. But we'll hold out till the end of the benchmark for the results with the average frame rate, GPU and CPU usage. There we go. So we had an average achieved frame rate of 75 FPS. We only dropped 1 frame throughout the whole thing out of all the thousands, so that's good. With a max frame rate of 242 and a minimum of 65. That is looking really, really very good. With our RTX 3080 and i5 12600K. I only used 10 gig of our 32 gigs of memory too, so that is an absolute result. One thing I do want to do before jumping into the final couple of games is actually to test out the microphone quality on this Cooler Master headset. If we go ahead and unmute the mic, which I think is this button here, you'll now be able to hear the built-in microphone. As I said earlier, it's not going to set the world alight and make you the next ninja, but it is going to be great for communicating with friends on Discord or chatting in-game. It's not just Forza though, and Fortnite where this system performs really well. We've actually gone ahead and tested out a load of the latest AAA titles and some older games too on this setup to see what kind of performance we're able to achieve. Numbers all around were really good at 1440p, and this MSI monitor looks absolutely stunning. With that though, that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to get subscribed if you'd like to see more from me and the entire Geeky Media team. Thanks for tuning in though, and as always, we'll see you soon.